Now, I've been on the commission for 2 terms. I was originally appointed by Don Wesley and then reappointed by Colleen Singh. Those are appointments to the commission are confirmed by the city council, and our job is to have annual meetings and see if the city charter, which is our constitution for this city, needs to be changed or modified in order to make government work better. And as you know, this year we have successfully put amendments on the primary ballot that changed the level of authority which the purchasing agent had to streamline city government, make it function more as a matter of the charter, and we had to do this. So, but I guess your first meeting with the charter was back, or Charter Revision Commission was back in December, right?
Right, yeah.
And that's where this started. Right?
Yeah, where this whole thing started, and to think that there was, 14 people on this, or 14 or 15 counting the.
There's 15 total.
I think 15 counting the. And I, between 15 people, we were all pretty much on the same page when it came to this this situation with contracts, city contracts.
If you remember right, it was brought up because we'd had a rather uncomfortable situation with a seated city councilman and the mayor having to enforce the contract and negotiating a termination of that contract. It was brought forth by another commission person.
And I'm sure that's what started it. And I'm not here to drag up a bunch of stuff about other council people, or it's just I really want to get beyond the politics of this a little bit and focus on just the common sense issue of having the fox in charge of the chickens, when it comes to to contracts. And I just honestly believe that people on both sides of the political divide could find a lot of common ground on this issue, because I've talked to a lot of them, a lot of people, Republicans and Democrats alike. And sure, there's going to be people on both sides of that political divide that would boo a cure for cancer if a Democrat came up with it, and vice versa. So I guess I shouldn't be that surprised that there was this much animosity around this issue. But
are you saying you didn't really expect any controversy when this
I really
started?
didn't. I thought, well, Omaha's had this in business, had this situation for over 50 years with no issues. I've talked to people in Omaha, business people in Omaha, and people on the city council in Omaha, and they've never seen this as being a real major bone of contention anywhere. So I guess I really was surprised. But
and then the resolution that came out of the commission itself was a product of considerable debate, wasn't it?
It was, and there were people there from all sides of the issue. Kobe Mack was there, and he made some comments, and we asked for, and all the minutes to this are all available. Anybody that wants to look at this can, I think who do you contact for minutes of all these meetings?
Cheryl Eno is the secretary for the city down there, and she'd make them available.
Yeah.
One of the points is that there was 4 different drafts that were presented, that we listened to Mr. Mack, actually made changes that he suggested. When we got done, we had a unanimous vote.
Yeah, one of the major concerns was we didn't want to make this a situation where some guy that works for the city couldn't umpire baseball games or whatever. We certainly didn't want to stop that kind of an issue. So we really finally honed the target of what we're trying to do here, and that's how we came up with just city council people, elected officials, and department heads. And I think that's a great place to start. And this, as I understand it, Mayor Beitler, one of the concerns was, well, this doesn't stop people on the mayor's staff from contracting, but as I understand it, Mayor Beitler's made a move.
Yeah, on May 12th, he adopted as an executive order that department heads and mayoral aides and others working directly for him are not to have any contracts with the city.
Right.
Mayor Beitler's been very supportive of the concept of openness and cleanness in government, and has worked very hard. When did you first kind of learn there's opposition to this?
Well, the city council meeting where I guess it was March 10th, the city council meeting that we went to present this, Kathleen Neary kind of headed it up and proposed it. And I was flat out shocked about the flack that she got for even bringing this up. So I'm once again, I'm back to that animosity, and I understand that there were certain moves by Rob Neshelman and John Camp approaching the city, Chamber of Commerce about making sure that, asking for their opposition to this, and I guess I was just pretty surprised. And LIBA, of course, has had very strong opposition to this, but as a member of LIBA and as a small business person, I'm just not sure whether the leadership of LIBA is actually representing the rank and file or not, because I've talked to a lot of them, and a lot of them think this is a non-issue. It's not worthy of all the.
Well, it seemed to me as a matter of good sense that you only have, that if you entrust somebody the power to contract for the city, they shouldn't be making contracts with themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed really fundamental
Or
to me.
lining up their opposition. They shouldn't be out lining up the opposition.
Yeah,